Welcome to Monsters of the Midweek. I'm anthonyk. I'm here with the producer, Mike DeFran, right over
How's it
there.
going?
Man, the Bears this week, I'm loving it. We're finally going to see some football. We got a tough matchup in the Los Angeles Rams. I almost said St. Louis. The Los Angeles Rams. It's finally for real. It's finally for what do we have? What are the questions that have rolled in? What do we need to talk about on the Bears on their new undefeated Super Bowl season?
Right. I mean, as so far, they're undefeated.
Undefeated.
But so the line for the Rams game, which is in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, is the Rams are favored by 7.5 points. Do you think the Bears cover that spread, or do you think the Rams win by 8 or more points?
Give me those points all day long, and I'll tell you what. One, it is the unveiling of a new stadium, right? Mm-hmm. There's going to be a bunch of hoopla and delays and whatever ceremonies. I'm sure they're going to have like a band or a concert. There's always something going on when you're unveiling a new stadium that costs you millions and millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. So I think that is going to put some fatigue on the players. There's a lot of hype to play well. And so I see that backfiring on the Rams. Mm-hmm. Two, I feel like the Bears really know, the offense of the Rams. If you go back, even when it was Jared Goff, right, they know what they were doing. The games are always close. And it's not like Stafford's going to come in and it's someone they haven't seen. They've seen Matthew Stafford twice a year for 12 years now. So They also know what they're going to get from Matthew Stafford. So these two teams are really familiar with each other, and they are predicated on their defense. So I think you're looking at a really low-scoring game that, it's going to be a field goal difference. And I know that people are lower than they should be on my Bears. I think they're going to surprise. I actually wouldn't be surprised if they actually squeak out a win.
Wow. All right. So, Anthony K., you heard it from him. Take Bears plus 7.5.
I am. And everyone that I'm in, I'm taking Bears in the points.
All right. David Montgomery is the superstar running back for the Chicago Bears, and especially with Andy Dalton playing, and we don't know we're gonna leave that alone. We talk about that every week. We're just gonna put the pin in that for just right now. What do you expect from David Montgomery in this week 1 matchup against the Rams?
If they have a chance to win this game, it is going to be based on two things. One, Andy Dalton playing mistake-free football, getting the ball to Allen Robinson as much as he possibly can, and all of that because David Montgomery has a huge game. David Montgomery is going to have to rush for 20, 25 carries today or on Sunday night, and he's going to break 100 yards. He's going to need to really control. What needs to happen is if they can start and get a run game going, what it does, it stops especially Donald from just pinning his ears back and coming after Dalton.
Yep.
Now, here's my fear. Coach Nagy has not been one to stick with the run. And he's going to get Andy Dalton killed if he doesn't. If he goes very pass happy, if he abandons the run, which he's been known to do even when they're down, I think they still got to run the ball when they're down, if they're down. Because if they just don't, right, they're just going to, like I said, pin their earbacks. They're going to go after Dalton. He's not the most mobile quarterback in the world, and he's going to get hit quite a bit. So I think everything that the Bears are going to do is going to have to be based on a run game, clock control, managing the time of possession. That's going to be the recipe for success, and then taking your shots when you can, with to Robinson, to Mooney, use Cole Kmet as much as you can. Mm-hmm. Like those are all things they're going to have to do. But I think everything starts with Montgomery. So I hope that I'd rather honestly see them, not ideal, but I'd rather see them come out and be like run, and just really work it, because then the lineman will get tired. That if you can get Donald even just a split second to hesitate before he comes after the quarterback, I think you're in much better shape. And then again, it'll open up, for play action and some other things. So I think Montgomery, the Bears season, but specifically this game, is going to be whatever happens with Montgomery is what's going to happen with the team.
Mm-hmm. And, you spoke on the Rams defense. I think they are significantly better pass defense, rushing the passer.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey playing against, the pass obviously is fantastic. So if we're going to score anything on them, we definitely need to establish the run. So assuming that we hopefully get the ground game going with David Montgomery and Andy Dalton plays mostly mistake-free football, what's your score prediction? There's no other way to say it. What is your score prediction for this game on Sunday night?
I think at the absolute max, 20-17. More realistically, you're going to see a weird score, like a 15-18. It's going to be like a weird kind of. I have that feeling. Like I wouldn't be surprised if it's. I hate to say it, but if it's like a 12-15, right?
Yeah.
Like a touchdown, a missed extra point, and 2 field goals. Like it's going to be one of those hard to come by point scoring games, and that's okay. I think that plays better to the Bears because they're not right now. I don't with their offensive line issues, they're not a high powered offense. Let's just put it bluntly. So that's the way they're going to have to win. They're going to have to the DBs we know is a question mark. They're going to have to do a really good job of keeping Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods and that receiving core in front of them, not giving up the big play. So that's the recipe for success. So it's going to be a low scoring game if they have any chance. I know that I could be dead wrong. I've gotten a lot of heat for this. I'm not really high on the Rams. And the one thing we know about Matthew Stafford, he doesn't win big games. So I think I think his record it's a losing record. I don't know exactly the numbers off the top of my head. However, let's try to make him know this is a big game. It's the first game at SoFi. It's a big deal. It's Sunday night. It's against your old division rival in the Bears, right? The bigger the game, the smaller Matthew Stafford. So I think he keeps up. I think he's going to throw a couple of picks. We're gonna see, same Matthew. He didn't just miraculously change who he is, right?
Sean McVay does help. I'll be honest.
He helps, yeah, 100%. But what was the one thing they lacked the most in Detroit that hurt Matthew Stafford?
A running game, defense.
And okay, so they've got the defense.
Yeah.
Do they have a great running game?
No, I wouldn't say Sony Michel is anything special.
So Darrell Henderson is so he still doesn't have a running game. So are you really worried about the run? Are you worried about play action? No. So the Bears need to kind of take a page out of the Rams playbook and go after Stafford because we know almost every quarterback, but Stafford in particular in this game, get to him, hit him, sack him, right? Let Khalil Mack and Roquan Smith just wreak havoc on him. Mm-hmm. And listen, I'm not saying you win 100%, but if you do that, you're in the game. He'll keep you in the game.
All right, there we go. I think the Bears. I'm gonna say 24-14 Rams. That's gonna be my prediction.
24-4. So they cover the 7.5.
I think they cover the 7.5.
Oh, okay.
Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey just make me so nervous.
All right, I want that. What's that jersey you're wearing there?
Khalil Mack, you want me to ship it to you? Yeah.
And I think if they cover, I send you my Urlacher one. If they don't cover, you send me Khalil Mack. What do you think?
Oh my god.
Think about it. Let me know offline. Think about it.
Yeah, I'll think about it. But man, I don't. Again, Matthew Stafford to me is such a big question mark because he could go out and he could throw 4 touchdowns, or he could go out and throw 3 picks. I don't know.
He could do both in the same game.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then Andy Dalton to me is also, that's the thing with week 1 is it's all speculation, right? Because we haven't seen either of these teams play. We don't know how they gel. Both teams have new quarterbacks. We don't know how they fit.
Oh, 100%.
I think
that's why week 1's so exciting.
Yeah.
We think we know. I think I know. But listen, I just yesterday picked Baltimore to win their division. I know we're separate. We're talking about Bears here, and now it's like, nope, they're not winning their division. They're not winning it anymore. So anything, like things can change that fast.
Yeah, but I just think when you look at what we know Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey are difference makers.
Yeah, 100%.
We know that the Bears' offensive line isn't great. You know what I mean? I'm just going off of that premise. So I'm going to say
Okay.
I'm going to not confidently say 24-14 Rams.
All right. So in week 1, our producer, Mike DeFran over there, is picking against the Bears. So for all of you out there who are listening, make sure to comment, like, share, and let me know. Send your resumes in for new producer of Monsters of the Midweek.
All right, that's fair.
All right, let's see if you can make it up with what's the next question.
Well, I mean, outside of what you're looking for in the new producer applicant, I think
I'm looking right there. You got to look good in that square right there, and you have to be higher on the Bears. All right.
Yeah, you have to be higher on the Bears. I guess my next question is just about the defense. I think guys like Khalil Mack, Jalen Johnson, Roquan Smith, Alec Ogletree, who's been really awesome. You mentioned that the Bears defense knows a lot about Stafford. They have played very well against the Rams under Sean McVay. 2018, they played dominant. Last year, they were also really good. The offense just couldn't do anything. So how do you expect the defense to do, and how do you think that Sean Desai will conjure up, aggressiveness in his first game as defense coordinator?
I hope that listen. I hope that either I'm right or that I'm wrong and he does something better. But what I know is that we've got some question marks in the defensive backfield.
Yeah.
But we're really strong up front. So I'm expecting some pretty cool, well-timed blitz packages, and like I said, put pressure on Matthew Stafford. So I think we're gonna be good against the. I don't think I need. And maybe I'm underplaying this. I'm not overly concerned with the run game of the Rams, or maybe I'm confident with the Bears' ability to stop their run game. So I think they're going to have to limit the amount of time that Matthew Stafford. Look, he's a talented quarterback. I know that I knock him a bit, but he's a talented quarterback, and if you give him time, he will pick you apart. Yeah. So I think that's what we're gonna see from the Bears defense is a blitzing, aggressive get. They don't have to sack him, although that would be ideal. But I think just a hand on him, a hit here, a hit there, pressure, make him. We know one thing about Stafford, right? If he has to go a little too fast, he'll make mistakes. And that'll help the DBs look better, right? Yeah. When there's a ball that's underthrown, overthrown, misplaced, that always makes a DB look better. So I think that's what I'm expecting to see is a kind of blitzing, high pressure from the front seven, because that's what they need to do if they're going to be successful. I think we're going to see a more aggressive Bears defense than we've seen in the past. It's I go back a little bit, but when we think back to like the Lovie Smith, cover 2, bend but don't break. Kind of, hey, let's keep guys in front of us, see what happens, and then kind of react. I think you're going to see a mix of that, and then a mix of, where did that come from? They sent 8 guys. Like, what happened? Like you're going to see those crazy kind of,
just again, an infusion of Buddy Ryan and Lovie Smith,
just sporadic enough to see them, just to keep them off balance, right? Like a lot of fakes, a lot of mixed coverages, those type of things you're going to see. I'm expecting to see a lot because this is Sean's first defensive coordinator, opportunity. He wants to look good. And I think, everything we've heard from him, everything we've seen from him is a guy who's, he knows his stuff. So I think you're going to see a lot of, like I said, disguise coverages, some exotic kind of blitz packages when they're needed, not overly aggressive, and with a little bit of, hey, I see this. I see him after a really aggressive couple of blitzes, just kind of fake it and drop back and just let Matthew Stafford throw it into one of the DB's hands. I see that happening, and he's the type of quarterback that'll do that for us.
Yeah, and the turnovers especially, you just mentioned the picks, but that was such a key component of the Lovie Smith's defense was turnovers. Brian Urlacher was getting picks all the time. Peanut Tillman was out there punching it out.
Punching the ball out, yeah. I think I said this to you on week 1. Of the show, not week 1 of the season, but week 1, I was like, they need to bring in Peanut and just be like, hey guys, this is how you do it. Because that is, I think they were showing some clips of it on how he did it a couple of days ago. I was just like, that's incredible.
I'll never forget the game against Tennessee. He had 3 forced fumbles.
I think that's the one that I saw.
Yeah, that was incredible. He just was all out there. And Jalen Johnson, by the way, is rocking the number 33. So, he could be the pioneer of that. Just getting that
there you
ball
go.
There.
Bring it back in.
That's all the questions that I have for you today. We talked about, the line, the spread, Matthew Stafford, the Bears defense, David Montgomery. And I'm excited for Sunday, man. I think the Bears are going to lose, and I know, whatever, but I'm very excited, and I very much hope they do win. I want to be wrong in this instance.
We're going to come back next week, and we are going to take that jersey away from him when the Bears win. So I want everyone to send your hate mail to Mike DeFran in the comments. But like the video, because that helps me and Bears Nation. Until next week, bear down.